All right, so yesterday we talked about identifying our stressors, and today we're going to talk about replacing unhealthy coping strategies with healthy ones once we've identified those stressors and kind of what is our default response to that. So some examples of unhealthy ways to deal with stress would be using alcohol or drugs to relax, obviously, binging on comfort food, zoning out for hours on your phone or TV, just checking out, withdrawing from your friends and family and social activities, sleeping too much, filling up every minute of the day, like just packing your day full of stuff so that you can avoid facing your problems, taking your stress out on others is an unhealthy stress response, and procrastination is another one that's very common. And so if your coping methods, if you're defaulting to some of these coping methods and they're not contributing to your greater emotional, physical health, and they're not, none of these is going to contribute to your greater emotional and physical health, then it's time to find some new ones. And again, no single method works for everyone or in every situation. So you're going to want to experiment with some different management techniques that can help you cope in a healthy way. So there's the 4 A's of stress management we're going to hit real quick. And the first one is to avoid unnecessary stress. Okay. Not all stress can be avoided, and it's not healthy to avoid a situation that needs to be addressed. Okay. That's going to fall into that procrastination or avoidance, unhealthy territory, and we don't want to be there. There are things that we have to tackle head on, but you might be surprised by the number of stressors in your life that you can eliminate. And so it's just some quick tips for avoiding unnecessary stress. The first one is learn how to say no. No is a complete sentence. You don't even have to explain your no in most situations. Just no. If that, know your limits and stick to them. And whether it's personal or professional, taking on more than you can handle is a surefire recipe for stress. So learn to say no, and don't even feel bad about it. That you might feel bad about it at first. I know I always do. But learn to not feel bad about it. The more you do it, the better it will feel, I promise. Avoid people who stress you out. If there's somebody in your life that constantly causes you stress, obviously you can't avoid your boss, you can't avoid your spouse, you can't avoid your children, but you can. But there's lots of people that maybe are causing you stress that you can limit the amount of time that you spend with that person, or just end the relationship altogether. And if it's a close relationship or a professional relationship that you can avoid, then you want to look for some ways that you can deal with that. And we'll talk about some of those. But the people you can avoid that are stressing you out, do it. Take control of your environment. If the evening news stresses you out, turn it off. If social media is stressing you out, turn it off. If traffic makes you tense, find a new route that's less traveled. If going to the store is an unpleasant chore, it stresses you out, do your shopping online and just do the pickup. Okay, change your environment as much as you can to avoid unnecessary stress. Whenever possible, avoid hot button topics. Okay, if discussing religion or politics, if you tend to get upset over those, don't talk about them, and if you repeatedly argue about the same subject with the same people, just stop bringing it up or excuse yourself when the topic comes up, and you don't have to put yourself through that. So get out of it. And then pare down your to-do list. Analyze your schedule, your responsibilities, your daily tasks, prioritize them, and then choose the ones that must be done, the things that should be done, and the things that can wait. And then put all your focus on the musts. And if there's time, then you can work into some of the shoulds, and then just drop the ones that are unnecessary altogether, or at least put them at the bottom of the list, and you can get to them eventually. Maybe they'll eventually move up into the shoulds or the musts, but you don't need to tackle them until they do. So that's the first one, is avoiding unnecessary stress. So the second A is altering the situation. If you can't avoid a stressful situation, then try to alter it. And usually this involves the way you're communicating and operating in your daily life. So the first one is you want to express your feelings instead of bottling them up. Okay, it's better to get it out than it is to bottle up and have it just be eating at you or causing resentment and stress in the relationship. So voice your feelings in a kind and loving but firm way, and an effective way. It's not about causing an argument. It's just about being heard and being able to express your feelings. Be willing to compromise. You don't have to have everything you want all the time. Be willing, especially in close relationships. If you're going to expect somebody to change their behavior, you need to be willing to do the same. And so if you're both willing to bend a little, it's a lot easier to find that middle ground. Be more assertive. If you are the kind of person who tends to be walked on a lot and taken advantage of, and that's causing a lot of stress in your life, then learn to assert yourself a little bit more and say, no, I don't have to put up with that. Or no, I'm not going to do that. Or I'm not going to put up with that. And deal with the problems head on. Don't take a back seat in your own life. And it's just a matter of a communication, and it doesn't have to be like this long drawn out conversation that's going to drive you both crazy. Just say it. And then find some balance. All work and no play is a surefire recipe for burnout. You need to take some time for recreation and self-care, social activities. We got to find that balance between responsibilities, downtime, that sort of thing. So alter the situation by introducing some more balance into your life. We're going to talk more about balance at another time. And then adapt is number three, adapt to the stressor. If you can't change the stressor, then change yourself. You can adapt to stressful situations and regain your sense of self-control or your sense of control by changing your expectations and your attitude. So like you can't do anything about a traffic jam. You can't do anything about somebody's really annoying habits. So you're going to try to adapt to them. And so 4 ways to do that. One is to reframe the problem, to try to view stressful situations from a more positive perspective. So rather than, for example, being mad that you're stuck in traffic, look at it as an opportunity for some quiet time. Turn off the radio and just do some thinking and just kind of regroup, or maybe turn on the radio if that will be a distraction and kind of calm. Turn on some relaxing music, probably not talk radio. That probably won't help. The number 2 is look at the big picture. Take perspective of the situation. Is this something that's going to be important in the long run? Will it matter in a month or a year? This situation, and if it won't, then there's no point in getting upset about it. Focus your energy and time somewhere else. Going back to the traffic jam experience or example, in a month, will you even remember that this traffic jam happened? Probably not. So don't worry about it. Just focus your time and energy on something else. Whatever. Think about something else. Adjust your standards. Okay, perfectionism is a major source of avoidable stress. Stop setting yourself up for failure by demanding perfection from yourself, and stop setting yourself up for disappointment by expecting perfection from other people. Okay, set reasonable standards for yourself and others, and learn to be okay with good enough. If good enough is enough, then you're not going to stress about imperfection. So avoid perfection in your life as much as possible, because it's not good. It doesn't happen. So expecting it is just causing stress that's unnecessary. And then finally, practice gratitude. When stress is getting you down, if you take a moment and reflect on all the things that you appreciate in your life, including your own positive qualities and gifts, that can just kind of change your focus and give you a sense of calm. It gives you a sense of perspective. And so practicing gratitude is another really good way to alter the situation, to adapt to stress. And then The last A is accept the things that you can't change. You can't control the uncontrollable. Okay, so don't even try. Focus on the things that you can control, going back to that circle of control. Look for the upside. There's always a positive thing you can find about any situation. So look for the upside. If you can focus on the positive in a situation, it's going to help you get through it a lot better. Learn to forgive, okay? In your relationships, if you've got relationships causing stress, then you want to free yourself from the negative energy by forgiving and moving on. Depending on the situation, obviously there are some things that is just not as cut and dry, but in most things it is. And then share your feelings. Expressing what you feel, it can be very therapeutic. So do that. Talk with a friend, a trusted friend, or talk, don't talk to the person you're mad at. Talk to a trusted friend. Talk to a therapist, somebody who can help you kind of find some better perspective, help you find the upside, help you to express yourself, and help you just kind of to settle down and look at things in a more clear, objective way. So those are the 4 A's. Hopefully those are helpful. Sorry, this one went a little long again.